Sun, Season 8, Episode 37, where we watch Coming from America and the charisma, the talent, the pizzazz. They're gonna love me. I'm Chris Lorenz.
Yo, bro, I don't want no goat. This is Brian.
I'm from Bronx, New York. I ain't seen no lizard. This is Noah Singer.
As long as they got PS5 there, I'm good. This is Maxis Garvey.
Those are all quotes from the show we watched this week. But last week, we had a blast from the past, and we watched Utopia from 2014. And we had a poll on Twitter, and you guys voted it a top third show. So there you go. Tell us what you thought about this week's show on Twitter. Still going to call it that. You can yell at me all you want.
Good choice.
Noah, what show do we watch this week?
4 African-American families pack up all their belongings, risking everything to move to the new land of opportunity, Africa. Enticed by cheap housing and picturesque landscapes, these families travel 5,000 miles to find love, jobs, and a better life. First, they'll have to survive the inevitable culture shock, but if they can endure the first 60 days, their lives can be changed forever. Turning the typical narrative on its head, Coming from America features a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for those looking to start again. That is Coming from America on Max.
Thanks, Noah. So it's kind of like a 90-Day Fiancé.
Other way.
But like a twist, a little twisty poo. There's 3 families in the first episode we watched, which we watched season 1, episode 1, which I don't think I said, but if I don't say it, that's what we watched.
It's all good.
Right. So I feel like they're being a little disingenuous with the premise of this show. So the first family we meet, the Kellys.
Yeah, Lamara and Gerald.
Gerald Kelly, famous comedian.
Famous.
Is he?
I've never heard of him in my life.
I don't think so.
It
it seems to be his main job. So, I don't know.
Well, spoiler alert, they opened a comedy club in the Bronx recently. So, but the show makes it like, so the show says like, hey, they're moving to Africa. Like they've packed all their shit and they're moving to Africa. But in your show description, it says 60 days. If they can survive 60 days. Like there's no stipulation in this episode that makes it seem like it's a 60-day experiment.
Yeah, they never said that. Somebody said,
true.
okay, I guess we won't see you for 2 years.
Which we can get into this minutia of the Kelly family, but like when I look it up online, it says, where are they? And it's like, they're pretty much in the States.
No, they're definitely New York. Yeah.
They definitely didn't stay in Ghana.
No, I'm on his Instagram. But they seem to have gone back. So like last week or like a week or 2 ago, he was in Ghana. But then like in late September, he was in New York. So
or is he just posting that because the show just came out?
Could be. Could be. Unclear, you know?
It could be a fact like where they're trying to have a vacation house in Ghana or something and they go there for like a month or something. And potentially they actually...
That's an expensive vacation house. They have like 5-6 people they got to ship there.
Yeah. It could just be...
It's like $8,000.
Is it that long? That's expensive to get to Ghana from New York?
All right. I'll be right back. I'm going to price it out for 3 months in the future. BRB.
All right. Well, it could be like they actually are trying to ride a comedy wave in Ghana and open a comedy club and like have business there and theoretically not live there to manage it. Seems difficult.
Definitely does.
Okay, guys, huge news. If we book for Monday, December 2nd, we can go round trip 9:22 from JFK. Pretty good.
Okay.
I'll get right to JFK.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe or they really established a comedy club there. Maybe they got like a business in Ghana. You know, like could be. Who knows?
And then before we get into the minutia, I kind of want to talk about the Smiley family, which is the other family that we meet.
Yeah.
And like we get some interviews of them at like their house in where did I say Beacon, New York?
Beacon, New York.
And
Yeah.
and then we kind of like transition to them already living in Lusaka, Zambia. Like there's not like we don't see them move, we don't see them like
Yeah.
transition. They're just kind of there.
They do spend a lot of time talking about how much this lady hates her bitch mother-in-law.
Yeah, they're not fans. They definitely are not fans.
Yeah, I feel like that there's some good minutia with that family for sure, but like I just want to point out that like this show apparently this family like had a YouTube blog and they were like blogging their move, and I feel like then this documentary or whatever production came in later, like it like the first thing I think we see them do in Africa is like she's like driving and the husband's just laughing at her for like not knowing how to drive, like assuming that means he knows how to drive in like this lawless country. So it's like he's been there.
But
It's
also,
not
to
like
be clear,
it's not like a week.
to be clear, it's made out to be her first time driving on the incorrect side of the road.
Yeah.
Well, she also seems not to like driving. Like that's the
Yeah.
same thing. You know?
If you don't like driving, this is not the sort of country you want to go to.
Yeah. But I think the Smileys stood out as being really unique. So like family three who we'll get to from LA and the Kellys are like, we're going to Africa because we kind of want new opportunities. Like we're kind of chasing something where the Smileys. So there, it's a white guy, a black woman. Their kids basically look black, and they're like, we believe that they're gonna have a tough time living in America. That they have to think that the cops might be bad to them, and so we're getting out of town. Like, bye. And it's like a very different perspective than the other two.
And also just like, they want their family to have an international upbringing, experience, etc.
Yeah.
But those are the two main points they made. And yes, I agree. It's unique compared to the other two.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a really hard. I mean, if it's 60 days, then fuck it, whatever. But like to go one way, like that's that's super stark.
I mean, this is the reason we haven't gone right into the minutia. Is like, okay, family one moving there, family two, it's just like it's kind of already there. Like, and family one doesn't seem like all that like committed to the bit, to be honest. Like they didn't do any research. They didn't even try a food the style to see if they'd like moving to Ghana. They're just like, production company, you want me to move to Ghana? All right, let me just pack up my bags.
Well, even
Let's go.
Yeah, they shot the scene of like they're on their bus to their house from the airport, and they're like, "You don't have McDonald's, you don't have this, you don't have this." Like they really are playing up this like fish out of water when it's like, dude, you got the internet. They even want the internet. They're like, where's the Wi-Fi? We ain't got Wi-Fi. And it's like, it's a little too hammed up a little bit. Like, you know the bit. You know the drill, guys. Come on.
Yeah. Especially, let's just talk about, let's go back to family one. Let's talk about
Kellys.
The Kellys. So they're stand-up comedians. And the first thing we see with the stand-up comedians is them wearing a shirt that says, God got me.
Yep.
Which with a cross on it, which,
got him.
You're setting a certain vibe with that for sure.
Well, Chris, I have to ask, should we read into it? Does God have a prank show? God got me.
Well, I mean,
what if
maybe they didn't read the Bible because they both have children separately, and then together they have one child, totaling 8 children separate.
That's
total.
That's living in sin, baby.
That's not really kosher in terms of what the Bible says.
A lot. Yeah,
having children out of wedlock or divorce,
Yeah,
God definitely got them.
Yeah, there's one thing we really got to dive into though. I mean, Gerald seems fine and all. What are you gonna say?
Sorry, there's lots of stuff to dive into with these guys.
But there's one big thing: his eyes.
Yes.
The eyes.
My
Ugh.
notes on his eyes are crazy. This guy, he's like, what color are they? Like gray, like blue? I don't know.
They're
Just
not real. It's like it's got to be some contacts, right? Like this.
I
This
don't
is
know what's going on there. His eyes look crazy. You gotta look up this guy. Go on the internet right now. Gerald Smiley. I'm gonna
Kelly, Kelly.
Gerald Kelly.
Yeah, he's at Gerald Kelly on Instagram. Like,
He's
there's some weird contacts that they kind of give this like made the eyes like mechanical. I don't know how to say it. It's like
I think it's just his eyes, dude.
no, no way,
They
no way.
definitely
That's
made
his
a
eye.
joke about you going to Africa with those eyes in the barber shop.
He was in the barbershop.
Yeah. There's a barber shop. There was like a good 5-10 minute scene in the barber shop.
Okay.
They
IMDb says he has green eyes.
they look
Mhm.
green to me,
Yeah.
but they
It
do
could
look
be.
off.
So I'm looking at a picture of him where his eyes look a bit more normal, and it is like a greenish hue. But something about this show, like his eyes just
They
these
pop.
look like some crazy contacts.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're real, man, he's got some kind of talent.
Some sort of genetic talents.
Yeah, like born with that, like
Huh?
that's crazy.
I thought what you were gonna say is that him and his wife and the kids are all moving there, but him and his wife are separated. So they're like, "What if we move to Ghana and that's good for us?"
I
Which
put that up.
you know
Yeah,
what, ambitious, but whatever makes you happy. And they do have a
I
kid
was
together.
very
So like,
confused. I was very confused about this because they started this all off. They interviewed them. Showed the 8 kids we're together, blah blah
yeah.
blah. And then at some
And
point, there's
then
just like
they
a
tell us,
non sequitur, just like, but we're separated, but we're moving to Ghana, blah blah blah, back to being normal. Like, there's no indication that they're separated at all, other than they say that they're separated in that one 1 minute confessional.
yeah. Like, and moving to Ghana is like the trick to help save their marriage. It's like what? That
But
ain't gonna
there's
help.
no indication that they're separated. Do you feel like they're separated, or is that just like some extra plot line they're trying to introduce? Like, what was the point of that?
Who knows?
doctors hate them. This one trick to saving your marriage.
Ghana, Ghanaian. Ghana.
So the one thing is that this is not just like the father isn't just a stand-up comedian. They've got
Family
they have
business.
3 sons that are also stand-up comedians. They have in his 20s, and then we have like an 18-year-old Joshua, and then we have
Yeah.
like a 9-year-old Hunter, I think.
Yeah, he goes by the Prince of Comedy, Lil Hunter Kelly.
Yeah, so they apparently go on tour as like the father and sons tour.
Yeah, Isaiah Kelly, Gerald Kelly, Joshua Kelly, Hunter Kelly.
It's cool that the whole
And
family's doing it though.
Yeah.
the oldest one is looking for an African queen while he's in Ghana.
True. True.
You know, go big.
They also made some comments that it seems like Gerald is like trying to be the Michael Jackson dad. Like he's like kind of pushing him into the into the business.
I mean, for sure.
But yeah, it doesn't seem like, oh yeah, let's all do this. He seems to be like, this is your job. You're part of this family.
I mean, especially when you've got a 9-year-old doing stand-up comedy, that's like the kid might be showing interest, but you're really pushing him in at that point. There's no
yeah, I mean, the
Even if
kid
you-
could be interested, but it definitely, I don't know. There was just some comments on it. It was like he's crafting, like he's making the band.
But Noah,
He's
if your
crafting.
kid was say 6 or 7, and he's like, I love stand-up comedy, let me do bits with you, and at some point, So you're not a
Huh?
stand-up comedian. You don't have any chops to teach him or like get him gigs as a stand-up comedian, right? Like,
It's definitely hard to teach a 6 or 8-year-old comedy because like they can't just go on YouTube, because if they just go down that rabbit hole, they're coming out with a very different perspective on life.
do you think his like stand-up is just like mother effer baby, like just him cursing and that's funny because he's like 9?
It could be. Who knows?
No, it's I don't want to eat these peas.
These people keep giving me broccoli. I fucking hate broccoli.
Has your mom ever served you peas and you just don't want any peas?
Maybe it's just easy to write for a 6-year-old. Maybe that's like
Why are they called peas? Why not Q's? They look more like O's. They should be called O's.
more like ground team.
Jesus Christ. That's one of the worst jokes I've ever heard.
It's an 8-year-old joke.
No, I get it. Is he playing to a room of other 8-year-olds?
It doesn't seem
Obviously.
like it.
It's cute, Max, that this
I
little
know.
kid's making
Yeah.
these fun jokes.
He definitely, like, at least on Gerald's Instagram, he's always promoting shows with the family and with the kids specifically. So
Should I go see him?
yeah, I mean, they definitely do pretty regular shows in Harlem. So I mean,
Report back.
Yeah. Should we maybe stay focused on one family at a time, or should we bop around?
I feel like we should just be done with the Kellys. Like, just do all the Kelly stuff.
Okay. So fast forward. They get to Ghana. They get off the plane. They go to their bus. JK, there's a drum welcome for them. And this kitschy ass, like, tour company brings out a tribal leader and a tribal other leader. And they're like, oh, cool. And they start, like, Japanese bowing to them.
that was great. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, people in Ghana don't bow to each other. what are you doing?
We all thought he did his research.
Yeah.
I mean, that was probably the funniest moment in a lot of reality shows I've watched. Is like him bowing and then like them in the confessional being like, yeah, we didn't know we were supposed to bow. And then the wife starts bowing too because he's bowing. And you're like, yeah, that's pretty funny.
It's pretty good.
It's very good.
Well, it's just like they come off the plane and they end up in this like touristy mode where like they get this like tourist intro. They go on a tourist tour of the city and they're like on this bus asking this guy some questions about Ghana. And that's when we get the whole McDonald's. But Brian, what do they have?
What was it that they had? They had they didn't have Burger King. They had Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut and Domino's.
And Domino's. Yeah, they got both.
Also, this tour bus guy gets like a full minute of advertising. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They show off his YouTube channel and everything. He got a good deal.
Yeah. Was anybody else legitimately surprised that there was no McDonald's there? Like, McDonald's is fairly worldwide at this point. So,
Yeah,
like, just not
I'm a
having
little
that-
surprised.
I'm not sure I believe them, to be honest with you. That's how much I think McDonald's is everywhere. It's like I don't believe that there's no McDonald's in Ghana.
Let's go check because they were in the capital. They were in Accra. So like, I'm just gonna go to Google Maps right now and see what's up. Because yeah, I have a hard time believing that also.
Then they show them at like
No, it looks like there is not a real one.
oh
Not a real one.
Sorry, McDonald's has never set foot into Cambodia, Ghana, or Yemen.
there you go.
Is Ghana like a bad government?
No, Human Development Index, they're kind of like medium.
I wonder why. Right?
And
No?
Accra has a murder rate 1/4 of New York City.
Wow. Okay, so it's I'm surprised McDonald's would not enter Ghana. Like that seems weird. You know.
There must be a reason.
I think it like maybe their economy was weak a while back.
I mean, instead of opening a comedy club, like that's the money pot.
Yeah.
They open a McDonald's,
Dude, like I'll do that. Like everyone loves McDonald's.
But what if you've never had McDonald's? How would you love McDonald's?
People know about it. It's famous.
But you're not in Ghana. You don't know.
No, I don't know
Yeah.
anything. This is complete naive, complete
No, but-
projection.
But
You're
like,
just
you
gonna
know,
go to Ghana, not know the native language, and try to open a McDonald's without attack, without it. Like you gotta hire attorneys and lawyers and set up some sort of tax structure because you're opening a business in a foreign country. Like there's just so much, and you're like, I definitely have all this capital to start a McDonald's in Ghana.
Just got to build it, man.
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah, because I know nothing about Ghana, so it'll work out.
So then
I think they do speak English.
Shh, Max, don't ruin my joke.
Sorry, my bad.
They get to their house, and there's like a lizard, and so they had the father had to take care of this lizard, which very stereotypical. I thought that was kind of funny, and then they find out that there's no internet
No,
at the house. Which is it like they don't have like Wi-Fi, or do they not have like 5G or 4G or 3G? Like I'm sure they have some sort of cell service.
it's unclear. Right?
I think A, the house doesn't have like Wi-Fi, and B, they just haven't gotten a SIM card. I'm sure you can get 500 gigabytes for $3 there.
right. Also, just for the record, English is the official language of Ghana.
Oh,
I
there
mean,
you
I
go.
feel like you're taking away like African culture there at that point. Like
British Empire. Blame the
they
Brits.
do drive on the left like crazy people. Who
Oh,
does
Brit-
that?
No clue. Zero.
That wasn't Ghana though. Do they drive on the left? Do you know?
I'm sure it's probably similar to British. Who knows?
Yeah, they drive on the left. Like they show somebody driving.
No, that was a different country.
Oh,
that
that's
was
right.
Zambia,
Yeah.
which they have McDonald's apparently, according to what people have told me.
Yeah, it seems like it's the same. Ghana's the same as America for driving purposes.
All right.
So it's on the right,
Yeah, they drive on the right side of the road.
the right side, the correct side of the road.
The America side.
All right. So the last thing I want to talk about with the Kellys, at least from my minutia point, is they go to the grocery store, and they're like, the comments in this grocery store are just like asinine. They're like,
Yeah.
I don't even see the brands my kids like. I'm like, dude, you're in Africa.
Yeah,
They don't got no Pringles.
This is the most scripted feeling part of the show for me.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, they're like stand-up comedians, and they're making jokes about, the milk not being refrigerated, and like, I don't know. It was like scripted, but like, I don't know if it just like fell off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
real dumb. Yeah.
I do like they said, I want milk that's in the frozen section.
Yeah, cold milk. They want cold milk. That was great. That was very. Cool.
They interviewed one of the store employees, and they said, do other Americans get confused here? And she's like, no, only this family were very confused. Again, they were probably hamming it up.
I know, but that I took it down. Like, I think that was my favorite part of the episode.
Yeah.
The store person was just so good at the
Look,
deadpan
I've
delivery.
never seen anyone do this before. Is interview a worker at a store about the other people. Like, I don't care what they think. Like, why is she being interviewed? Why are we seeing this? Like, what's the point of this?
To keep up the shtick of cultural assimilation and how they fail at it.
Well, just like how they're like they're like not fully into this move is really what it is. It's not like
Right.
they're not excited to figure out, ooh, this store, these are all new brands we could try. Ooh, that's weird. Their milk is different. I wonder why. No, they're just like making shitty jokes about how like they can't play their PS5 and like,
Yeah.
Well, that's important though.
Yeah.
Need my PS5.
but like you could still play your PS5. You just can't play on the internet. But I have to assume the PS5 you wouldn't be able to buy in Ghana at that time. I don't know. 20 apparently they moved to Ghana in 2022 according to an article I read. So
Hmm.
like this is like early 2022 when this was filmed.
Definitely, like, I had no idea this wasn't recent until they showed them on the airplanes where everybody's all messed up.
Yeah. They were also messed up I think in the grocery store too.
Yeah.
So should
Sure.
we talk about Smileys?
Yeah.
The
Smile me up.
I'll ease it up.
Which we kind of there's not much to say about pre-move Smileys.
Hmm.
They're Elaine and Gabe, and one of their kids' name is William. I didn't catch their other kid's name. They're pretty young. They're like 5,
Yeah.
6-ish, I think. They one of them is a kids counselor at like Lusaka Community College or something, which I can't imagine that pays very well.
No, but the kids get into school free,
Mm.
which
Yeah.
was.
But you're moving to Africa. That costs some money.
Not
You
the
gotta have
show
something
case.
saved up.
Yeah.
What if the production company's paying for it?
Hmm.
Well,
Totally
as
right.
we talked about, they had a YouTube show, and I'm pretty sure they moved to Africa before the show.
Crazy. Other note is they imported their dog, and his plane tickets cost more than the 4 human tickets combined.
Yeah, I don't
Whoa.
understand that.
Um,
I don't get that.
there are companies that will fly, basically charter flights for your pets if you're worried about flying them on commercial, and I suspect these bougie fuckers did exactly that.
How? I mean, but maybe the wife is like has a crazy good job because
Yeah. I don't know.
this gets down to like where's the money coming from?
I don't know.
See, I was talking about money first.
Yeah, you did it right. You did it right. We don't know where they're getting their funding. It's like I don't know. Their parents, who are both featured in the episode, like doesn't seem like they are supportive of this move. So I don't think
That
they're
is true.
bankrolling us.
I feel like that was the big storyline for this couple was like
Yeah.
neither parents wanted them to move. And like the one set of parents like were just like flat out trying like passive aggressively trying to get them to not move. And
Right.
then like the other one like doesn't fly. Like she flew like one time to like move to New York and then that was it.
Yeah, just nuts. Yeah.
Huge news on Elaine Smiley. I looked up her LinkedIn, which says her current location is Lukasa, Zambia. Second of all, she's an independent logistics consultant. Third of all, her Instagram, her name is Elaine Retired and Loving It Smiley. So who knows what she's doing?
Interesting.
Retired. I'm loving it. I love that attitude.
Update: Retired and Loving It is not the correct Elaine Smiley, but the other one is the correct Elaine Smiley.
I was thinking about that in my head. How do you know that these are the correct ones? And
It's an old lady.
that doesn't help at all.
One interesting thing I wrote down in my notes here is that so one person's white, right? And the other one's Jamaican. So like neither of these people are from Africa. So it's not like a
Chris.
trying to connect your roots kind of situation. They
Chris,
what?
do you want to re-examine this, perhaps?
Well, there's a bunch of white people talking about this, not moving to Africa.
Where do we think people from Jamaica are from?
That's fair. That's a good point. Good point. Good point, Max.
You're welcome.
I mean, but at what point? Like, I mean, does everyone? I mean, is it the argument that everyone comes from Africa? Like that argument?
Yeah.
Like,
it's up to you, Noah. Where you
It's
draw
up
the
to
line.
the audience.
because like
Whether-
to me, it's like you kind of draw your lineage back so many steps, right? I don't know how many steps, but like if they consider themselves Jamaican, then I think you have to go by what they consider themselves, right?
race and ethnicity is a complicated subject, and we should not make the call.
Oh, that's not the point of this podcast.
We're giving
Make the call, Noah. Noah. Who deserves
Yeah.
to be there? The Israelis or the Palestinians?
I mean, this is all really easy
I
stuff,
mean, how far back does it go, Noah?
right? I mean, it's all simple answers. So why even talk about the
it can be all solved with bombs. Don't worry about it. All
Such
right.
simple
So
stuff.
we find out so the first scene is the driving scene where the wife goes and just freaks out driving, and then the husband just like sits there and laughs at them. And some other like things that happen are like the guy goes for a walk, and they have this whole like talk about the dog and taking the dog for a walk, and how everyone looks at them really weird whenever they're taking the dog for a walk. Because one, it's a white guy in Africa. I'm sure he gets looks about 100% of the time. And then, a woman walking a dog is apparently very weird. So she also gets looks when she does that.
Yeah.
I guess dogs aren't really pets in
Seemed like
Africa,
it.
or you just like let your dog out.
Or at least in Lucasa, seemed like having a pet dog not common.
Well, I've heard of places where you just like kind of let your dog out during the day and they come back at night.
They're kind of like community dogs during the day.
But I don't know. Internet Corner could tell me, but I'm not sure we really care that much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more concerned about with who let the dogs out.
Wow.
Wow.
Is this the kind of 6-year-old? Are we back to the 6-year-old like set list again? Stand up.
Actually, that was kind of good for a 6-year-old.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean,
for
the
a
kid,
6-year-old, you
has
win.
references that go way back. Way back.
Let's see. And then we find out that the mother-in-law is visiting, which I feel like this is the classic reality show where like everyone knows the mother-in-law is coming, but like let's film a scene where you're finding out the mother-in-law is visiting in like a day.
Mhm.
And you're already annoyed at the mother-in-law visiting because like you don't like her apparently.
Yeah.
It's classic setup. Classic.
Yeah. Anything? Yeah, but really, their storyline, to sum it up, it's like, do they want to choose racism or family? Like that. That's how I put it in a nutshell. Like that. That's the tension. It's like they can stay in America, they get racism, but they get family, or they go to Zambia. They don't get racism, but they got no family. I feel like that's what they're trying to pitch.
So here's the thing: like Beacon, New York, kind of has like a hippie reputation. I'm about to go look up how they voted in 2020. BRB.
Beacon. Oh, I'm sure it's like 80% Democrat. That's my guess.
I don't know where Beacon is. Can somebody tell me where Beacon is?
It's like an hour north of the city.
Yeah, it's like very close to West Point. That means anything to you?
Naval Academy. I
no,
don't know where it is.
Army. West Point's Army. I mean, yeah,
Brian,
it's,
did you know that?
I did not know that. No.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Either way, like, yeah, it's that area of like New York. Like, usually, yeah, it's pretty. They'd call it like artsy kind of feel.
I honestly didn't get a good sense of why they're moving to Africa. Like, I didn't get a good sense of it at all, to be honest. To me, it feels like they're watching these YouTube videos about moving to Ghana. Or were these people watching the YouTube videos?
No, it was the Kellys.
The other people.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it just seems like maybe they saw some sort of opportunity to be some sort of influencer on YouTube or something. I don't know. I have no idea why they moved because I don't think they moved during this episode, to be honest.
Could be.
So we didn't really get a sense of who they were before they moved there, but
No.
I don't know. The show didn't give me a good opinion on what's going on with them. But it is kind of interesting to see a family that's like moved and like kind of settled in, but still dealing with like being in a way different culture,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess we can talk about our last family here, quick.
That's
We can
right.
talk about the Davises. They're
Davis
moving
is from L.A.
LA to Ghana. I don't have the person's name written down.
Huge update. Beacon went 80% Democrat in 2020.
Oh, on the money. Come on.
Nice.
You get a cookie.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I don't have her name either, but that she's an Emmy award-winning makeup artist. Pretty impressive.
It just seems like weird if you're a makeup artist to move to a country that probably doesn't have a lot of need for Hollywood makeup artists.
Maybe not
Yeah.
Hollywood level.
I mean,
Yeah, but if you're an Emmy award, you work in Hollywood, right? So like, you're in LA, you won an Emmy.
Yeah.
Let's
that's-
take the
yeah.
kids on an international adventure for
2 months.
2 months. I mean, this could be like, part of like, this is a 60-day adventure. We're paying you to go to Ghana.
Yeah.
And if you like it, you can move home. You can stay there. If you don't like it, you can go home. Like, that makes way more sense for these people to do this.
Yeah, that would be sick.
But it's like never mentioned in the show.
No.
It's a 60-day trial.
Never ever.
Not at all. Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like, she really seems to want a new start. And so, like, it seems like she wants to open up a business there and, like, be like, look, I'm bringing you, like, the new hotness from LA. And, like, she can open up her
wellness
spa.
center.
Yeah, the wellness
Spa.
center. But she's like, look, I'm an Emmy award-winning makeup artist, too. Like, so all the richest people, this is where you got to come. Like, it's a good bit.
Yeah.
I'm rich and I'm always going to the makeup artist.
Yeah. Gotta do that.
I mean, the one thing they did with her in the show was like they took her, she went to a spa and she just criticized the spa the whole time for like, I'm not sure there was like that valid criticisms. It was kind of like,
I don't know. That seemed weird.
Yeah, she was just like, "Is this a Swedish massage?" And he's like, "No." And she's
It's a
like,
neck and
"Yeah."
shoulder. It's a neck and shoulder massage.
yeah, it's just like, it's one of those things where like you're on a reality show and we need something and you're like, well, we want to make a wellness center, right? Like, let's just go in here and you can test it out. And then the producers just ask you a bunch of questions while like they try to like make you look bad almost to a point, criticizing them.
Yeah.
This lady, there was nothing going on, at least in this episode.
No, but I also like, she's like one of these people where it's seemingly was like a single mom of 4 or 5 kids, and she's like crushing it career wise. It's like she don't have time to entertain us. Like her life
She
is
doesn't
just
have time
like,
to move to Ghana. She's homeschooling her kids.
right. That's
She's-
insane, right?
She's a makeup artist. She was doing yoga classes or something, wellness classes or whatever you want to call it,
Nuts.
spiritual classes.
I don't even know how she has time to breathe.
And she wants to date somebody. She wants to go and like this season on definitely showed her going on dates with people.
Well, they did give a insight to her. She said she's been celibate for 3 years. So she's really trying to,
Who describes themselves that way? Just say, "I haven't fucked for 3 years."
Whoa. Can't use that.
Sorry, I haven't made love for 3 years.
it's on Max,
Or you've been on a dry spell for 3 years.
Right. There's just way less weird ways to say it.
I think one indicates voluntary and the other's like, oh yeah, this is out of my control.
So she's an incel.
Sure.
Wow, rude.
Yeah. So I do feel like she has like an interesting, like she could be interesting going forward.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
like her, this is the initial episode. It's like, it's hard to gauge a little bit sometimes. So,
Yeah. Yeah, she seems like not the best person for a TV show, but the best person like to actually get to know it in real life. Like Just
No,
impressive person.
absolutely not.
No.
I don't want the spiritual guru person in real life.
Oh
I don't.
no,
I don't.
yeah, I don't like that stuff either. But I don't know. She just seems impressive.
No, I'm not gonna lie. She's not impressive, but
Yeah. No.
I also don't need
I know
those
what you
kind of people that are like going 24/7 either. In my life.
mean. Yeah. Yeah.
I need
she-
more of a chill
yeah.
person in my life, like
Yeah.
Max.
Max Adana from Ghana.
That's me.
Any other minutia for this episode we want to talk about? Would you guys move to Ghana for 60 days for a TV show?
All expenses covered, including my
Yeah.
rents back home.
No, just your expenses in Ghana.
Hmm.
don't
Do I
know.
get to keep? Do I get to keep my job?
No, I don't know.
These are important questions, Chris.
Yeah, that's an important question.
I think that's up to you and your job whether you keep your job or not after 2 months.
I refuse the question.
You refuse it. You don't refuse
Yes.
to answer the question. You just refuse the question.
I refuse the premise of the question. No, I think some format of this would be fun.
Like, sure.
I also would like to check it out maybe beforehand.
That's a 60 days.
What do you want to
Yes.
check out? Ghana?
Yeah.
Yeah. You get 60-day trial. It's like a 90-day fiance.
Yeah.
You get to try out the fiance before you buy it. Anyway, all right. Who's the worst human being in the episode?
Julia, the LA yogi, I don't like her vibe.
Is it? I would nominate the main Kelly for bowing at the airport.
Daddy Kelly.
Yeah, Daddy Kelly.
What if he was just doing it to be funny?
Still inappropriate.
Wow.
I would also say Kelly just because
Canceled.
he's like trying to fix his problems by
Gerald
moving.
Kelly. I mean, I'm like a little confused by the God thing, and then the divorces, and then they're separated, but they're together. Like, I'm just a little confused. Not that makes him a bad person.
No, I don't think it makes him a bad person.
No, that piece of it doesn't, but it's still like he's trying to fix problems by moving away. And that's just such a huge drastic thing that it's rough on everybody. I don't think that any part of it's good.
Ooh, what about Elaine Smiley for not liking the mother-in-law, or the mother-in-law for being such a capital B?
Gabobi.
Gabobi.
Capital B is Gabobi? I'm confused.
I think, Max has learned to speak all the dialects in Africa. Yeah, teaching us.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Anyway, I do like the mother-in-law theory. I'm comfortable with settling on that.
Okay, I'll go with the mother-in-law. I feel like the mother-in-law is usually at fault.
Throw him down the train.
Yeah.
Drinking rules. Brian, do you have a drinking rule for me?
Drink every time Kelly makes a bad cultural joke. Because you know there's going to be a lot of them this season.
Any Kelly.
Yeah, any Kelly.
Drink when somebody feels unsafe. Noah, you got one?
Yeah. Drink anytime you see someone with something on their head.
Max?
Drink a soothing green tea every time you see Julia do some new agey shit.
I feel you have to drink anytime somebody experiences something new, you know? Enjoy your journey with them in Africa. Yes, Max?
Every time you hear a large American brand like Domino's. You have to stand up and yell Domino's.
And order it through Alexa.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Would this show be better as a Quibi or TikTok? Noah, what do you think?
No, I think the show is actually done well for itself. I think there would be a good like TikTok like third screen content, you know. But no, I don't think so.
I mean, as I'd argue that like TikTok is kind of like your microblogging kind of thing, and I think the show would be better as a microblog, but it would be like completely. It's like not a TV show at that point. It's like
Right. I
Yeah.
totally
people
agree.
in Africa, but like
Yeah,
I think that's kind of what is really hurting TV nowadays is the TikTok kind of microblog following people like this. So,
Yeah.
you know, to each his own, I guess. But I definitely think that that would be a more entertaining way for me to experience these people moving to Africa than like this television show.
I think the show would really work if it were a TikTok about spooky lakes.
Shout out Spooky Lake.
No, I would watch 3-minute clips of one of these families twice a week if they were interesting.
Some sort of comedian or something.
No, just like, hey, I moved to Ghana and here's some weird things here you wouldn't expect.
Here's the weird shit we found out this week.
Yeah.
Now we get to our most important question that we ask every week. Would the show be better if everyone was naked? Brian, go.
No, I don't need that to be entertained right now.
All right, we don't ask that one every week, but
It's pretty
throwing
good
some
though.
wrenches in there. Now to our second favorite question: what speed did Max watch this show at? Brian, what do you got for me?
I think this time, okay, I think maybe he would have started at 1.25 and then I think maybe it was sped up to 1.5.
Noah, what do you got?
1.5.
I just want to point out that, Brian, you can't just take two numbers.
No. I'm specifically calling out I'm not taking out two answers. I'm saying that like he specifically started something.
I'm
and then
just saying
sped up.
if he was at 1.25 or 1.5, you would be considered the winner.
No. Brian has like a.
I think Brian locked into 1.5.
He basically put a parlay.
I put a parlay up. Yeah, like I'm trying to make it more interesting now.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go with 1 because he watched the show with his partner. Max.
The answer is 1 because I watched it on my Xbox and it doesn't have but also because I was with a significant other.
Yes, I win. I get the max point this week.
But she's on board with 1.25.
Oh. How many significant others do you have stacked
only,
up?
Only 1. I mean, does Zoe count?
Yes.
Sure.
Does Zoe sleep with you?
Yeah, actually.
So I would say it counts.
Yeah. Does she kiss you? Does she sleep with you? Does she see you naked?
Guilty on all 3 charges.
Oddly enough, like our dog, side tangent, like he started like really like being annoyed when we put him in his crate at night. Mm-hmm. So we would let him like on our bed for a bit and then put him in the crate. And at some point we just like let him on the bed and he just goes on the floor. He like doesn't want to sleep with us. So we're like, oh, we can take that because we don't really want the dog sleeping with us.
Yeah.
But like, if he doesn't sleep with us on his own merit, great.
It can change too.
Yeah, and some dogs just never are into that. I would say, well, I guess your dog doesn't shed, but it's a blessing. It would be a blessing.
Well, that's why we got this dog, because he doesn't shed. But he's really interested in biting us still, which is like really annoying. Yeah. Anyway, back to the show. Ratings. Let's do stack rankings where we do top, middle, bottom, third. compared to other reality shows where we try to make them in even buckets. Even buckets.
You try to put him in.
Brian, that's just a stack ranking system. That's how it works.
No.
That's how I've decided it works. Okay, Brian,
Okay.
what do you got for me?
I think I'm going to put this in the top third, but the bottom of the top. I think that this moved at a nice enough pace, and it was like interesting enough that I want to keep watching it.
Max, what do you got?
This show is not a good show, and that's why I have to put it in the top third, bottom of the top.
Wow.
It's, you know what? So many of these shows we watch, I close the HBO Max app and I say, what a piece of shit. And this show, I did not have that reaction. I was like, okay. And you know what? I would be interested in some more wild and wacky adventures they have. So top third, bottom of the top.
No, what do you got for me?
I need to. So Max, you said this is not a good show.
Yes.
Bottom of the. Okay. Just catching up. Okay.
Like, to be clear, nothing is a good show below middle of the top. Or everything is a bad show below.
Man, we got some like gradeflation going on here now. Man, the Chris's edict is like, but yeah, I mean, I'm with you guys. Bottom of the top, like similar to what you guys have been talking about. Like, there's like this novelty factor. I think things where you actually get to like, I think eventually we'll learn some things about these different cultures, which is nice. Like, I don't know a damn thing about Ghana or Zambia. So I benefit from that. And yeah, it's like you're not putting needles in your eyes during this one. So yeah, no needles. Bottom of the top.
All right. You know, I'm debating between middle and top, but I'm going to put in the top just because I want one show this season to have everyone put in the top. But I do like the people watching. People watching is one of my favorite things to do in reality shows, and the people that want to move to Africa, great people watching. I think what really limits the show is like this whole weird reality show BS they keep doing, which I wish they would
Absolutely.
just like not do. And I think the show would really be like a top third show. Like, I think that almost strikes down to middle third show. Like, I'm close. This is so close. So we'll put it in the bottom of the top, but just for it. So tell us what you thought about the show on Twitter at Who Put This On. Now we do some shout outs, some other stuff you want to talk about. Brian, you have any shout outs?
I'm probably going to steal a shout out that's among a few of the people in this group. English teacher. Very
Hell
good show.
Yeah, I just finished the finale.
Oh, was it the finale for the season?
Yeah.
No. All right. Well, now I need to find something else.
No. Max, do you have any shout outs?
Nothing in particular this week.
Noah, any shout outs?
Yeah, I'm gonna give shout out to football. If you haven't heard of it, you haven't watched it, it's on Thursday, Sunday, Monday, sometimes Saturday, sometimes Friday. Never Tuesday, Wednesday. Quality product comes from America.
Is it quality?
Sometimes.
Yeah, people enjoy watching it. But yeah, I'll give it up to football. And Malcolm Gladwell has a new book, came out 2 weeks ago, called Revenge of the Tipping Point. If you are in the Malcolm Gladwell fandom, as I am, you will thoroughly enjoy it. Like most stuff he puts out now, it's, I think, better probably as an audiobook. He really goes out of his way to make his audio products quite good. So yeah, been enjoying listening to that.
I just have a quick shout out. I've shouted out already, but Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, season 2 has ended since the last time we talked, and I thoroughly enjoyed this season of television. I thought it was very fun, epic fantasy that you don't really get on TV at all. I know there's some haters out there. Don't listen to them. Just go watch, enjoy. You don't need to look into it too deep. You don't need to be like, but Tolkien said the elves are blah, blah, blue and blah blah. Like you can go pound sand. So go watch Rings of Power, and it's fun. That's it for us this week. Tell us what you thought about the show on Twitter at HoopWithTheSun and Facebook.com/HoopWithTheSun. Email us questions and suggestions at HoopWithTheSun@gmail.com. We'll see you guys next time.